Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's video is going to be long, forewarning, but it is July 30th. We are transitioning here in a couple days over to August 1st, and so I thought I would kind of take you along for prepping for a new week, new month, and all of that fun stuff. So I will probably speed up some of these parts just so you don't have to sit and watch me write when I get to that point. I've done some pre-stuff, so you don't have to watch me write everything, but I did want to take you along for the journey, so let's get started. So in the video on how I planned in July 2022, if you watched that, this spiral notebook looks familiar. This is kind of my pre-planning notebook. So I did go ahead and kind of set up the week ahead of time, and I'm going to walk you through transition for months, but you'll notice some things are pre-done. So really quick, I mentioned before I'm using the Moxie Life goal setting method. I do have one of their, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is. This is their like standard planner. They have a whole bunch of varieties now, but the flagship. This is their flagship planner. So just to take you kind of where we are starting, I have my annual goals filled out. I did write them in pencil. I have not felt the need to go back and write them in pen. I don't mind writing these in pencil. So usually when I am setting my goals for the month, I have standard things that I'm doing. And then I am also going back and looking at my annual goals to see what my plans are. So this is where we ended up for July. Scoot this over a little bit. A lot of these during the summer are kind of maintenance goals. I generally, with the line of work that I'm in, I generally don't have a slow summer. Summer is usually our busiest season. I feel like I'm running 90-0. And this year I said, you know what? I don't want that feeling anymore. I want to be able to enjoy kind of those slow summers that I remember from being a kid. So work is work. It is what it is, but I have chosen very specifically how I'm going to live my personal hours so that I don't feel that rush that I have felt in, well, gosh, the last 15, 16 years since we started our own company. So July actually ended up pretty close to what I really wanted it to look like. Ironically, even down to starting strength training again, which I forgot. I had written this down when a couple weeks ago I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to start, going back to that program. And then when I was reviewing my goals, I was like, oh, look, I had intended to do that already. So anyway, even if you don't ever look at these, write them down because it sits in your subconscious. It's interesting how that happens. The personal goals were kind of maintenance goals. The fun and recreation goals were maintenance goals. Work and learning, this was kind of really my big pushing things forward. I've completed my Principles of Real Estate 1 exam. I've completed the course material for Principles of Real Estate 2. My test is on Monday because that was the soonest date that I could get. Nominating committee obligations for the apartment association. We were supposed to be done this last week. The meeting got canceled and it's being rescheduled. So that one's bumping forward to August. Family relationships. These were all done. One of them's transferring because it's kind of a recurring thing. Health and wellness. Technically, I can check this off. Those all got done. Spiritual and personal growth are recurring goals. Financial. This one is just like summer. This is kind of the busy thing for us, is finding giant zucchini in our garden, wondering where the heck they were hiding, and then trying to do something with them, among other things that we have that we're trying to preserve. I did not get around to cleaning and filling the water bricks. It has been so hot out. I mean, I'm in Texas. It's been over 100 pretty consistently since the beginning of June, it seems like, and these are out in our garage. And our garage has been about 95, 97 degrees inside, so I'm not doing anything in the garage that I don't have to right now. So that got bumped forward again. And then the physical environment goals, these are like standard recurring goals too. So just so you can see kind of where we are for August. And I did start these in my this notebook here. Oops, I just flipped past it. So I did start here, kind of bringing stuff forward. It's a lot easier for me to write goals in here from the July page than flipping back and forth between July and August. So that is why I ended up doing that. Things I've added: posting one new YouTube video a week. Because I have not been posting, my number of watch hours has dropped, and I got a nasty gram from YouTube saying, hey, if you'd like to stay monetized, you need to start posting again. So here I am. It was nice to take the time off, and I think that kind of helped me figure out where I needed to be as far as having the slow summer that I want, but I have time to film videos, and so I'm being very conscious about how I do this, because I have a tendency to film videos in the past that are long, which here I am doing this again, but also filming videos that need to be heavily edited, as far as not being prepared for what I want to say, and so I'm cutting a lot of stuff out. So I'm trying to film as close to not needing a lot of editing as possible. Other things that got added, instead of specifying which classes, I wanted to complete 2 of the classes for my license in August. And then also prepping the home to ease into the fall season. So one of my annual goals is to live into our home seasonally. So for me, that's about looking to see what I have out as far as decorations go, kind of quieting surfaces, figuring out what's kind of summery, and in August maybe starting to put that stuff away so that when September rolls around and I'm wanting to put some fall things out, it's basically ready and I'm not having to do a giant swap. So things are just kind of easing in and out of the seasons. Other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. So you'll see those all reflected here. Pretty much the only thing I will want to do is go back, and I have those dot markers, and I'll put in corresponding dots, but I will do that off camera. I did used to do a lot of weekly planning in here, so this is kind of where I was planning my morning and afternoon routines. When I wasn't in my traveler's notebooks, this is where that would go. Since I am writing this all out daily in the traveler's notebooks, I'm not feeling the need to write it in here. So next year I am going to stick with this system because I really do enjoy it. I will probably go to the companion notebooks because I don't need these weekly planning pages. I just want or actually I should say these are more of like a daily planning page. I just want more of the weekly overview and then the review pages after that. So that's where I will be next year, so I hesitate to buy something completely new when I already have something that works. So that being said, let's get back into August and set up. Probably the first thing I'm going to do is I am switching covers. I just got a new planner cover from Planner Perfect, something that's a little more fallish. And I will have to link the color down below. Marigold is what sticks in my head, but I don't remember if that's actually the name of this cover or not. But let's go ahead and get stuff switched over. My butter coupon, I'm gonna transfer that. This is my 12-month plan book, so that will be coming with me into the new planner cover. Oops. Put that here. I mentioned, I think in that July video, that I wanted to start doing a notebook for quarters. So that's actually what this is. It's not going to be like actual quarters because I will likely start autumn in August. So it'll be a little bit more than a quarter. August, September, October, November. So it'll probably be about 4 months. And then I will start winter. Either December will have its own book, or I will start winter in December. So we'll put that here next. And then these are the 2 books that came with the Planner Perfect sub box for August. That one, and then this really pretty sunflower book. I am not entirely sure what I'm going to do with the sunflower book. It's maybe a book that I hoard. We shall see. In the meantime, I have it on a jump band so I can fit 1 extra book in here than what normally goes, because there's 4 elastics. And then finally, I'm going to bring forward my groceries book here. Put that there. So we'll take the red off. And I have a bunch of these. I'll probably switch that color out too. So this is going to be a little tight, but I think we can fit it all in there. It should be okay. Just kind of got to give it a little shove and it'll form up. So this is what I will be carrying for August. Like I said, if I decide not to use the sunflower book, I may pull that out and either use that in my, I have like another one of these in green that I'm using for Bible study, things like that. So I may use that as a journal for that. We shall see. For now, I'm going to leave it like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull it out because now that I'm thinking about that, I think that might be what I'm going to do. So I will take the jump band off because I'm just going to have the one book in here. Decisions on the fly. So I have the 12-month plan book. I have the book that I'm using for quarterly planning. I have the August book, and then I have groceries. Welcome to me setting up books in real time. I think I'm going to swap these out because I will be in this August book quite a bit more than I will be in the quarterly book. All right, there we go. So this is how we're going to be set up. This, I guess charm is what you want to call it. That is from Cocoa Daisy from the August kit. I'm going to swap this over. And I will probably pick a new Tombow color. I don't know what color yet. I might just do a brown. We shall see. There we go. Okay. This one does scuff and scratch a little bit more than, well, actually it's probably about the same. This is just a little more variegated in color, so it hides it. I actually don't mind. I'm fine with that because it does rub out because it's smooth, but it does have a slight texture to it. And take that out. And actually this, because that's just notes I don't need anymore. Those I will want to bring over, and this. And then I will pull books and stuff out of here when I'm done tomorrow, Monday. All right, so as far as this goes, I'm just going to tuck. These are all of the tip-ins. Actually, these are most of the tip-ins. There were a couple that I was like, not super fond of, so I pulled those out. So these are the ones that I will want to use. So I will put this one here just because it looks pretty. And then I have those to, usually I will tip these in if I want to add extra information to a day. I haven't had that much information to add. So up until this point, I really haven't put them in. And I will keep that out. I have a very small desk I'm working with, so kind of keep things a little cleared off here. So that is getting the planner part set up for August. Thankfully that doesn't take too long. And then the only other thing I have is, this is kind of a mixture. Ooh. That's stuff flying everywhere. So I believe these are the washies that came with the Planner Perfect kit, and these are the two washies that came with the something spice. Why am I drawing a blank? There's usually a card in here. Spice Market. That's the name of the Cocoa Daisy kit. So the Spice Market kit. The one thing I really do enjoy about matching these two together is that the colors are generally in the same color family. They really do go well together. Whoop. All right, so these are the stickers that came with the Cocoa Daisy kit. There's basically 4 sheets, 2 of each type. So I like the transition she did from kind of summer to fall, where we have kind of the summery one still, and then this kind of starts to get more into the fallish colors. So I usually will sprinkle these in on the pages along with some of the Spice Market ones. There it is. So these are the stickers from Cocoa Daisy. Usually I open these up kind of beforehand, but there we go. So we have a lot of kind of rich colors in this, and again, more of the cactus, which kind of fits in with a little bit about what the Planner Perfect box was doing. And I'm probably going to go with this orange color on the monthly page. There are some papers and things that come with the kit as well, and I don't usually end up using these. If I do, it's probably to wrap around the books. Sometimes I use these cards in my planner, so you may see those make an appearance. She always includes a card that's kind of the swatch of the colors, so sometimes I use these to help pick Tombow markers. So actually we'll put that aside because I'll probably use that. Somebody asked, I think in the last video, well, in July's video, what kits I get. So I get the planner kit, but without the insert because I already have inserts. So it's the main planner kit. I get the planner add-on kit, which is usually where you get like planner bands and these charms and things. Those usually come in the planner add-on kit. At this point in time, I've kind of mixed them up quite a bit. But on the stickers you can tell because she'll actually put on there. So these are from the planner add-on kit, these 3. And also this one here with the different to-dos and lists and things. There are stamps that I think these actually will fit on the, I think these are strips for the edge of your sheets and things. You might be able to cut them apart and almost use them as tabs, but my planners tend to be kind of simple. This is like a washi card. This is what the charm came in. A little sticky note pad, Simon. More stickers. Oh, I have the planner sticker kit. That's the other one that I get. This is the one that's kind of meant to be used in, say, the Erin Condren. So the Erin Condren planners. So lately she's been doing these dots, which have been really nice. And then there's full boxes. There's some more date covers, half boxes, kind of some headers, the weekend banners, and just a variety of things, and then like some little transparent washi strips. Oh, anyway, if you hear things in the background, my husband's home yelling, greeting the dogs. So the other thing that I use out of this kit primarily is the tabs. Love me some of these tabs. So we usually pull these out. Just kind of set these aside so you can see them. And I think that's all of them. The nice thing about her die cuts is they are actually also stickers. So they have sticky material on the back of them, and that includes these. It is nice that when I'm using this kit, if I'm out of the house, I have have everything I need. They're all ready to go. So I believe these are actually intended to go on the tabs, but I will probably just use the stickers because I generally I'm not that great at stamping. I make a mess. So they have a bunch of little mini tabs this month too, which I'm kind of excited about. So anyway, so these are all of the tabs. Oop, that you can't see. All right, so welcome to planning at my house. My husband just got home. While I was up, I grabbed a new Tombow, just kind of color matched, and I think it'll go kind of nicely with that color. I didn't have anything close to this. That was actually what I was aiming for, but this will work. So this will be what I'll use for the month. Anyway, so I use those with those tab stickers. And usually the ones I use month at a glance and July goals, or whatever that month's goals are. So I'm going to move the stuff that I am not using right now out of the way. It may take me a few seconds, so when you come back, this will all be cleaned off. All right, so welcome back. Now we are kind of reset on my desk area a little bit. So let's start with tabs, and usually I try and do something in between colors I'm working with and things, so that blue looks nice. The orange looks nice with the cover, but with that red, it's a little garish. I think I may just stick with blues. The pink kind of clashes with the red. That looks okay, but I think I'll just do the blues. And then if I, oh, you know, I will probably use this for this book here. Because I usually will try to identify kind of like what month I'm working on at that point in time. So we'll use those three. Put those aside. So we have month at a glance and then August goals. Go. I don't think I'll need any of these other ones. So put that over there. Now because this does have a band that goes across, I try to avoid putting any tabs here straight in the middle. So that's why on the other book you probably noticed I had one up above, one down below, kind of sort of centered. That way I know I'm clearing everything out. Because when I grab these, I do tend to kind of do this. I usually will end up putting them on this page here. Especially since these are kind of right next to each other. There we go. I was going to say, I'm missing some of my having longer fingernails in some of my fingers now. So we'll probably just put this, actually I want them down a little bit because if they stick out too far then it's to be a little, there we go. Make sure I only have one page because I've done that before. So there's that one. Does anyone else find putting these tab things on a little harder than it needs to be? And I really don't try and be all that perfect about it, but still. Whoops, and I just ripped it. That's nice. There we go. Okay. So now we have tabs on, month at a glance, and our August goals. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put these date covers on here. So you will probably get sped up so you don't have to watch me fiddle with this, or I might jump you forward, we'll see. And kind of a brief interlude while we're doing this, just out of curiosity, does anybody else have colors that they just associate with months? I know for me it's always been yellow or orange with August, and like red for September, and I guess orange also for October for obvious reasons, and maybe brown for November. But I don't know if it's just, you know, planner companies and calendar companies that have kind of burned that into our brains, or if we just naturally have those associations and they capitalize on it. Kind of interesting. Let me know what you think down below. Why do we have these color associations with months, aside from the obvious ones that have holidays in them? My other question, why is this so much easier to do upside down? I don't understand that either, but it certainly is easier. Maybe it's just because I'm left-handed. Oh, these last two, I hate when the Kiss Cut stickers, like half the paper backing peels up with it, and it's hard to get the sticker off. I was just thinking about my last comment on colors. It reminds me, I think it's Julie's plans, that just really hates kind of that color they usually end up using for May. I think that's kind of that mauve color. And there was some planner that like the entire like quarter was that set of colors. She was like, no. Anyway, all right. So this is done. The next thing I want to do is actually cover up the Write a Better Story. And I think I'm going to end up doing it with that, which means I'll probably need whiteout. You don't often get to do like a decorate with me, because you know I'm not often kind of the planner decorating type. But what little I'm doing, you're getting to hang out and do with me today. And I want to say, I've been watching a lot of Liberty Schoolhouse because she uses Cocoa Daisy kits and the Planner Perfect planners. And she's actually been writing over these with a different colored pen, which I actually really like, and I think I might do that this month. And there's the washi end. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. There we go. So I'll write over that pink. There we go. So that's August. So I'll go back in and fill in, I don't know, because I have the 12-month in here. I had been writing in kind of like what's going on that month as far as like monthly stuff. But since I have the 12-month plan book now, I don't know. I've also seen people like record what they ate for dinner. So I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. So in the goals section, and I'm not going to bore you with this, I'll do this later, I'm actually going to transfer forward these August goals into here so that I have them. And then like I did last month, I will write down the different rooms from the Organized Mum Method cleaning kind of on one of these pages, just so I have kind of a quick reference. And actually what I might do, now that I'm thinking about it, I may actually put that on a piece of paper that I washi tape in and can move, so I don't have to keep rewriting it every single month. All right, so now we have the first week, and I do all at one time go through and washi the entire month, just because that way it's done. If I have a busy weekend and I don't have time to do something, all I have to do then is just write the days, because I usually do the days of the week, like that Sunday. But I like having all of the washi done. So I actually probably will go ahead and do that really quick, and then I will come back. All right, so it was maybe 15 minutes, but everything is now washied. So I do vary it by week just because it makes it easier to find. So the first week, I really like the sunflower washi. And somehow I managed to miss a page, so hang on, let me fix this really quick. Sometimes the pages stick together when I'm doing it, so I guess you'll get a quick preview of how I do washi. Of course, this being said, I usually do all one side of a week and then the other side, because otherwise it's very time consuming to keep flipping the book back and forth. The only time I will do that is if there's a repeat that I want to have kind of on facing pages. Anyway, all right, so now that one's fixed. Second week, I have a feeling this washi is not going to stick very well. Maybe it will. I did the kind of filigree, and I guess it's kind of an ICAT. Is that how you pronounce it? IKAT pattern. So with just this here, I guess, no, these are paisley. ICAT is usually a little more, that's what I'm looking for. It's more about shapes rather than like this sort of thing. And now after I get off, now when I get done filming the video, I'll go back and look up what ICAT is exactly. So then I did another week of sunflowers, and then I did this pattern and the, what are those? Cactus. And then this last week, my birthday is actually September 2nd, so I will probably flip over to the September book on the 1st. But in the meantime, I just, for the first 3 days of the week, did filigree on one side and then the sunflower on the other. So then that will wrap up the book as far as being done. So, all right, so that I think is the end of kind of the setup work I do for the month. I do spend a lot of time kind of at the beginning of the month, because then the rest of the time it's done. I don't have to worry about it. And I think I'm going to do dates off camera, because I need, well, we can try it and see. You can see my awkward scripting sort of thing here. Since I'm left-handed, and actually it might still be on camera, so. So that's usually how I start it. Looking for my pen. How I do the numbers kind of varies. I think in this instance I will just write them off to the side. And I almost wrote July. So usually I'll go through and do this all the way across, so I will speed this up for you so you don't have to sit here and watch me write slowly. And one of the things, if you're left-handed, you will understand this. Because of how we write, I sometimes lose the thin parts of the thicks and the thins because I am actually pushing the pen at the brush marker across the page. So it does make brush lettering extra difficult. I have to lift up really high in order to kind of have that brush kind of flip over. Brush lettering is extra annoying sometimes. So that being said, if you're left-handed and you find brush lettering hard, that is probably why. So you kind of have to take that into account when you're writing. Which is why I almost, even though I don't normally write this way, have to go at it upside down in order to get it to look right. And yes, I did start to spell August wrong there. I think I got it spelled right everywhere else. Okay. Anyway, so the weeks are set up, or the first week is set up anyway. So next thing I'm going to do is actually put this back in here, because now it's just mostly writing left. So let me jump back in here. So this is how I kind of set up the preview of my week. I think I've mentioned this before, but you saw it filled out. So I have meal plan here Monday through Sunday. Across from that I have exercise. I have breakfast, lunch, and snack ideas, meal prep that I need to do. I have a to-do list and a grocery list. So a note about the to-dos and groceries. Generally, this is a running list for that week. So today is Saturday, and I am writing down grocery list for next week. So this is for what I set up ahead is the meal plan and the exercise, like the scheduling part. But then the to-do and the grocery list are for that week as things come up. So I have a place to just write stuff down. So that's how I use this. And I will probably have to do meal planning off camera. Friday is pretty much always pizza and or wings night. I usually put my husband in charge of dinner on Saturday, which means he either grills something or smokes something. And then from there we fill stuff in. Right now I'm strength training Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and well, at some point I'd like to add in cardio or walking or something. I'm going to be honest, and I'm doing good to get this in. So usually for lunch I do a salad and some sort of protein, so I'll cook ahead maybe some chicken, or if I have leftover chicken, I'll do that. I know that tomorrow I wanted to make Kahlua pork in the Instant Pot, so I'll probably have leftover pulled pork. Actually, we may do that tonight. I don't have it defrosted though. We might still be able to make that happen if we have a small one. So what I want to try, I made tortillas for the first time a couple weeks ago. They were really good, but I did not have what you traditionally make them with, which is lard. I made them with, what did I make them with? I think it was coconut oil, like liquid, or just coconut oil, which sometimes, as I've discovered in like pie crusts and things, if you substitute it for vegetable oil or whatever, if you're making an oil-based pie crust, it will tend to be hard, so it won't stay soft. They were great when you warmed them back up again, but it's like you have to remelt the coconut oil, because at a normal-ish temperature, or because you usually have to refrigerate fresh tortillas, it is a solid. So I think you have to like remelt the fat, the oil inside of it, in order to soften it back up again. So I want to try and make tortillas again now that I have lard, and see if that's any different, because I think that that type of fat actually has a different way that it works as far as when you mix it and make it into tortillas. Otherwise, I'll come back in. I've been making protein shakes for breakfast, and so I'll probably continue to do that as part of trying to get a bunch of protein into my diet. So Monday we'll probably do pulled pork tacos. And beyond that, I will figure that out later. So that is kind of how I use this notebook, and then this will actually get transferred into my planner back, oops, in this section back here, which is kind of where I keep all of my menu plans and things. If you go back and watch my July planner update video, you'll get a little bit more of an explanation about how this works. All right, so this is done for now. I'll figure that out later, because the other thing I like to look at is kind of what's going on that week. So Let me flip ahead to August and see what's on the calendar. I know I have one of my class finals on Monday. I have Bible study. Let me double check. Because I filled out some very basics, and the rest of my calendar is generally in Google. So we'll take a look at that really quick. I actually think this is a fairly light week. Yep. All right, so that's pretty much it. So this is where I usually just quickly jot down the things I have going on with the times. I don't generally put times when I do it on my monthly just because there's not enough room. I don't have this on my calendar, but I did write it down. Oops. Husband has an eye doctor appointment, so that's mostly just so I don't forget to remind him about that. And yeah, so that's it. So this week is fairly light, which is good because that means I will get a lot of studying in, and I think I actually should be able to take my next final, depending on when I finish. I might be able to take it Friday, might get bumped to the 8th, we'll see. So I am chugging along pretty quickly through that part. So that is the setup for the next week. Tomorrow night I will go and write down what I have going on. I always do that the night before just so I have the most recent information. And if you want to see kind of what that looks like, it usually looks like this. And actually, I started to do all of this and I think I got distracted and left off. Forgot to put my evening routine in here, so we'll do that really quick. All right, so there we go. So that's usually what the evening looks like. Went to the woodshed for lunch because we got the oil changed for Gary's car. This is what I'm doing right now. And I don't know what we're doing for dinner yet. I will figure that out. Like I said, usually Saturdays, you know, I've cooked most of the rest of the week, so I let my husband decide. But I think we talked about pulled pork, and I don't think we pulled anything out of the freezer, so we'll figure that out later. Anyway, so I will stay in this book for one more day, and then I will basically retire this cover until I feel like being in it again, which will, it might be, I don't know, we'll see. I might be in this for a month or two more. Just because it's new and it's pretty, and we'll see kind of where I go from here. I may jump back into this kind of November-ish, and then I have a red one that I usually use at Christmas time. So for me, it's, if you've watched me for any length of time, usually the insides stay the same, and then I change covers with seasons, with how I feel, with what I think looks nice and matches kind of what I'm using at that time. Probably the only thing I have left to set up is actually this. So we'll do this really quick. So this is this next week. I am looking for mild liner. That's what I'm looking for. And then I think these are the three colors I'm using in here. So we'll set this up really quick. So usually I highlight my working hours kind of along the side. Like that. The other thing I will usually do is block off my lunchtime. There we go. Mostly so I don't schedule things. And I did end up getting, here, I'll show you really quick. If you watched my other video, I ordered a 1.0, which was this here, and it was okay. It smears. It does need more drying time because it does put out more ink. I do still like the vanishing point in fine. The extra fine is kind of the same as the 0.7. It's kind of scratchy, but I'm still not in the mood to be looking and using blotting paper, which I think I have some back here just in case I need it, but it's kind of a pain. So I'm just kind of moving quickly right now. So really quick, I go ahead and block off my time blocks. So I have my final exam blocked off, I have my Bible study blocked off, and then I have another study session here. And usually I'm blocking off an hour and a half for each study session. I have just an hour here for catching up on any of my accounting tasks I need to do. And usually, if I can remember to jump in, the Productive Flourishing Academy has a co-working session on Tuesdays at 1, and so I use that as kind of a study session because I do that at the same time. Then I take a break, and then I jump in and do another session after that. When I say studying, I'm actually working through class material, just in case you're curious. And then I have a meeting there, an accountability group meeting. It's 30 minutes. I have an hour for accounting tasks, and then more studying. I like when there's light weeks. It means I get stuff done. Oops, a little too far. Hour and a half is my max. Otherwise I start getting to the point where I can't focus. And I'm not filling in what it is that I'm studying because I've noticed that some of these I've actually been getting ahead on. So rather than writing down in here what it is that I'll be working on, I know what class I'm on, and so it's just kind of getting through as many sessions as I can at that time. All right, so that's my time blocking set up there. And usually I'm using this pink as kind of like my work red kind of color, kind of according to the Moxie Life idea. Doing green for personal, more personal-ish type stuff. This is this here. And then blue for study, which breaks that idea, but as far as the Moxie Life color system, but that's okay. I like blue. So might as well use a color that I like. This one I'll put here. All right, so that's kind of the time block for the week. So what the week looks like, so I can quickly at a glance see what's going on. In case you're curious, this is the mild liner in gray. It's the brush one. You can also use just the regular like chisel tip. And then the three colors I'm using in here, the green is 192, the pink is 772, and that blue color is 553. So those are the colors that I'm using in here. And then along this side, as you can see for last week, I go ahead and make a note of what all I need to do. And then I just kind of check those off as I go along. And I'll probably come back in and write down my morning routine and which days I'm strength training and stuff in here. But I usually kind of do that day. And then mostly this is more for work, so I'm trying to keep my work information for sure in here so I can look at a glance and see what meetings I have and where I have blocks of time if somebody needs to schedule something. So anyway, that is everything. So you've seen me set up my month. You've seen me kind of walk through the different ways I'm setting up weeks. Yeah, so if you have any questions about all the different things that I'm doing and how I'm doing it, it seems like a lot, but to be honest, I don't usually sit down and do it all in one sitting. I usually kind of break it up a little bit. Like I'll do a little bit on Friday. On purpose, I waited when I got these books so I could do this on camera. Normally, the Planner Perfect sub box comes in like around the 15th, oh, maybe like the 20th of the month. So usually I'm like, yay, new month. So I'm setting it up like early. I held on to this so I could kind of do this on camera. So like I said, it seems like a lot, and it is kind of a lot if you do it all at one time. But if you split it up over a couple of weeks, it's not that bad. So anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you enjoyed the video, I hope you will leave a like. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.